about, this whole corruption that's going on in America right now and the $9.1 billion that's been funneled and funded to Al Shabaab and Al Qaeda. Your land is devastated. Your city's burnt with fire. Right before your eyes, your crops are being handled by foreign invaders. They leave behind devastation and destruction. So even God says they leave behind devastation and destruction. And the American people still want to know, Ilhan, where is the $9.1 billion? They want to know where's that? And why is she not in handcuffs? Shouldn't she be sent to Alcatraz by now?
It's about to happen. Do not fret, young lady. Help is on the way. What's going on, everybody? I appreciate you guys pulling up today. We got to talk about it, man. Ilhan Omar, as you can see here, for prison. She is on a deadline. If I'm not mistaken, that deadline ends today. This lady, when it comes to the fraud that has just pillaged the American taxpayers out there in Minnesota and obviously around the country because they stole federal funds as well. This person, although she tried to act like she had nothing to do with it, is involved. She is knee deep in this scandal, and the DOJ is about to give her the business. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. 50% of you guys watch this channel and y'all aren't subscribed. Hit that daggone subscribe button, man. It costs you nothing.
Squad Democrat Ilhan Omar closing in on a deadline set by Minnesota Republicans to turn over documents about potential ties to a state fraud ring after she dodged a hearing last month. Our senior correspondent Mike Tobin is reporting live out of Chicago. He's got the latest details for us. Hey, Mike.
And Sandra, that deadline is today for Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar to turn over documents and communication tied to defendants in that massive Feeding Our Future scandal. The Minnesota House Committee on Fraud Prevention and State Agency Oversight is holding its last meeting of the legislative session today. However, the committee does not have enough votes to subpoena the Congresswoman, so the committee doesn't have a legal mechanism to compel Omar to cooperate. The chair of the committee has sent Omar multiple invitations and requests for documents. Omar does not respond. Omar now sponsored the 2020 Meals Act, which removed the guardrails on COVID relief money and helped the fraud run up to $250 million. Despite that, the chair of the Fraud Prevention Committee does not anticipate the Minnesota congressman will respond by the deadline.
It shows her continued disdain for the taxpayers. She feels like she's above having to answer for her involvement in the fraud and her responsibility as a member of Congress who, she passed the bill that took the guardrails off the school nutrition program that led to the conditions that enabled Feeding Our Future.
Now, Amy Bach was convicted as the mastermind of the Feeding Our Future scandal. Defendants billed the government for meals that were never provided through existing restaurants and sham companies. Now, in Bach's trial, Omar's name appeared in an email chain with Bach. Trial evidence showed text communication with Bach and Omar. Trial evidence also showed Bach exchanged emails with one of the defendants who fled the country. The title of that email chain was Ilhan's Office. Now, back in January, our Alexis McAdams interviewed Amy Bach. She said she never spoke directly with Representative Omar, only people in her office. And the conversation, she said, were never substantive. Sandra, back to you.
Got it.
Of course, that's how they do it. They make sure that there are, barriers. I never want to talk to this person. We know the game. We know the game. Those of you that worked in, the nefarious field, out there in the streets, you know the game. Especially once you get so high up. Nah, I don't want to touch anything. I don't touch anything but money. We don't talk. We never talk over the phone, so forth and so on. She thinks she's slick. But did you guys see this? There was a restaurant that Ilhan Omar was trying to secure $1 million for. Did y'all see that? If you didn't.
None of the owners are here.
Tomorrow you will find.
Tomorrow? Ooh. You've only worked here for a couple of days?
Just returned, yes.
Oh, you just got the job?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Helper, change me this.
Oh. Come back. Can I ask you just one question real quick though? Because has there ever been a substance abuse clinic that operates out of here?
Clinic?
Yeah, like
No
clinic.
No.
Oh,
This place?
yeah.
No, ever.
Never.
No.
Because have you ever heard of Ilhan Omar?
Ilhan, she's our citizen. How we don't know.
Yeah, of course. So she was trying to. Yeah. So Ilhan Omar was. What's that?
No, don't video with me.
Oh, okay. I won't video you. But I just wanted you to know that Ilhan Omar was trying to send $1 million to this address. Yeah.
I don't have any.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't have anything for her.
Okay.
I'm not, you know,
Okay. But do the owners work with Ilhan Omar?
I don't know.
He doesn't know. Okay.
It doesn't sound like any clinic has ever operated out of there. Crossroad Health Services say that they were inside of Suite 6. They say they're excited to know they were awarded $4 million. It's a good time to mention that they say the visit from Senator Amy and Mayor Jacob Frey was more than a visit, it was an investment. Also, one time their address pulls up being out of Unit 100. How many nonprofits organizations have they operated that they had to put number 100? Yet sometimes the CCRC also shows up out of number 6, just like the health services. Yet on other searches, for some reason, they show up operating out of Suite A, which is strange because what happened to units 1 through 6 and how do you go from the alphabet to numbers all of a sudden? These people are using the 26 letters of the alphabet and numbers up to 100 to keep getting government funding. Also, my intuition is that Sagel Restaurant is just a letter change away from Sahal and the many other Sahal businesses.
Have a nice day. Thank you. You too.
These people have come over here. They've infiltrated our government. They've learned the system and they know how to scam like it's nobody's business. I mean, these are the pirates. They're doing pirate activities just in a digital way. They've changed the game. They're no longer out on ships, storming ships and taking and seizing ships. No, they're no longer doing that anymore. Now they've infiltrated the government and they learn the government contracting system. And because they have people on the inside that can earmark and things of that nature money for them, they've figured out a illegal way to steal from the United States government, i.e. you and I, U.S. taxpayers. This is crazy. Something has to be done about this.
Mr. President, you said that you might denaturalize some American citizens. Can you talk about
People that are in here that shouldn't be here?
that became Americans? Are you trying
Well, we'll
to
see.
revoke
I
their
mean, yeah, if we
citizenship?
have criminals that came into our country and they were naturalized maybe through a Biden or somebody that didn't know what they were doing. If I have the power to do it, I'm not sure that I do, but if I do, I would denaturalize absolutely.
There's got to be a way, right? The president can't just denaturalize someone. They can't do it, but it can happen. And denaturalization can definitely happen, although it is rare. And, there are some specific situations that would need to transpire in order for a denaturalization to happen. One of them is fraud or misrepresentation during the naturalization process. Ilhan Omar checks that box, potentially, allegedly. Also, concealing material facts, serious crimes affiliations. She allegedly could potentially check that box as well. And then the illegal procurement of citizenship, meaning you came over here, you wasn't, actually eligible to become a citizen. I don't know if she actually checks that box, but 2 out of the 3, she does. Possible. It's not just her and a few others out there. We need to look into this, man. We need to get these people up out of here ASAP.
Financial disclosures had said the estate of Omar and her husband, Tim Minett, jumped from being in debt to somewhere between $6 million and $30 million in 2024. They amended their financial disclosure and released it to show the estate is really somewhere between $18,000 and $95,000. They blame the discrepancy as much as $29 million on an accountant who did not subtract the liabilities of Minett's businesses. And this is the same Congresswoman who championed the Meals Act. That was the COVID relief program in intended to provide food for poor kids suffering during the pandemic. Republicans say that created the pathway for the Feeding Our Future scandal, a $250 million boondoggle of meals billed but never provided. A restaurant at the center of the scandal was the Safari restaurant. Omar held campaign events there. One of the owners, Salem Ahmed Saeed, was convicted for his role in the scandal. The Republican chair of the House Fraud Committee made repeated requests for Omar to show up. No response from Omar.
It's just another example of disrespecting.
Another example of disrespecting the American people in our system, our process. She doesn't care. And obviously, Democrats aren't going to, step up and say, nah, something needs to be done about this. But I am glad that the president has spoke on this. I'm glad that you have people out there in Minnesota. They are coming after her behind. It won't be long. It will not be long before she is brought in front of a grand jury and she is indicted. I see this happening in the very, very near future. It's not abnormal. We have saw people that have been, in Congress and senators go to jail for fraud. And we're talking about a situation where, this person, upwards of, billions of dollars have been pilfered from American taxpayers. She's going to jail. She knows it. And that's why she refuses to go and sit with the folks. Because if you didn't have anything to hide, you'd show up and say, hey, man, I got nothing to hide. Who goes from reporting $6 to $30 million to 18 to 95,000? That's a major discrepancy. Major discrepancy. I don't know how that happens, but I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts? Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn those notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family or buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. And as always, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you guys next time. Peace.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, He gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, fear can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. In the Lord hit my chest, kicked death from my breath, put power in my step.